Clarity is king in advertising. If you're making ads that people don't understand within just a few seconds, they're never gonna buy. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk to you about why it's so important to make clear ads and share with you some tips on how to make your ads more clear. When people understand what it is you're selling, they are much more likely to buy. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, you guys, so I figured the clearest way of explaining this is through an example. So let's take a look at one of my ads that I have currently running. This is a winning ad, okay? This is one that worked extremely well for me for a long time. And I'm gonna show you the headline. So here it is. Skip the outdated $2,000 course, get real-time meta ads coaching for only $199 a month. Learn more, you see my face, we got the trust badges there. So for anyone reading this, it's pretty clear what it is I'm selling. Real-time meta ads coaching, right? You can get coaching on your meta ads. I tried my best to make this as clear as possible. The skip the outdated $2,000 course, that is a common pain point that my ideal customer profile faces. There's a lot of meta ads courses out there that go stale within a few months. And in my case, it's a real-time coaching community that's always updated. Okay, that's the contrast. And then the headline, get real-time meta ads coaching for only $199 a month. So it's abundantly clear within like 3 seconds what it is I'm selling and how much it is. So, for me, that's an example of a very clear headline, right? It is, if you can see this and within 3 seconds understand what it is I'm talking about, it's a good headline, okay? If I have to guess, if I have to make any sort of mental leap, if I have to connect any dots, that's a problem. Because people are just scrolling, they're going about their day, they don't have time to make these leaps. They won't make the leaps. They will simply scroll to the next piece of content. So I want to give you an example here of this exact ad, but written in a less clear way, okay? So here's an example right here. Skip the outdated $2,000 course. Access synchronous paid social implementation support for only $199 a month. Okay, so there's a lot of jargon in here. There's a lot of buzzwords. Access synchronous paid social implementation support. Okay, it actually says the same thing if you think about it, but that's the problem. You have to think about it. You have to kind of it's like a word salad here. So I can't tell you how many ads that I'm seeing nowadays where I see it and I have no idea what it is that people are selling. That's a huge mistake, and it's such a basic mistake. I feel even making a video like this, it's pretty obvious, but apparently it's not because of how many ads I'm seeing that look kind of like this, where it's just like buzzwords. You're trying to sound smart, but really you're just making it impossible to understand what it is you're selling. Here's another example. Skip the outdated $2,000 course. Elevate your business through expert-led growth initiatives. Now, this one is less jargon, but it's more vague, right? So elevate your business through expert-led growth initiatives. Like, what is that, right? That's the point that I want to get across. So let's take a look at this one. Skip the outdated $2,000 course. Don't just learn, evolve your marketing stack. Again, it's super vague. It doesn't communicate what it is that you're going to get if you join this for $199 a month. Evolve your marketing stack. Okay, are you getting new AI tools? Are you getting consulting? Are you learning a new skill? Are you going to get templates? What is this, right? So that's my main point that I wanted to make here. If we look back at the original, skip the outdated $2,000 course and get real-time meta ads coaching for only $199 a month. It's super clear exactly what you're going to get for $199 a month. Real-time meta ads coaching. Okay. So let's look at another example. I thought this was another ad that was extremely clear. This was another winner in my ad account. How to improve your clients' meta ads results in 30 days or less. Okay. I love how-to headlines, by the way, because they imply a benefit to the reader, that they're going to get some information that's useful to them. It's also very clear. It's easy to understand how to improve your clients' meta ads results in 30 days or less. Okay, so this is clearly for ad agencies or freelancers or media buyers that have meta ads clients and they want to improve their results. Okay, so here's an example of a very clear ad, make it less clear. Synergize your client's meta ad outcomes with accelerated time to value frameworks in 30 days or less. What? Like, it sounds smart maybe, but it also makes no sense. Here's a personal pet peeve of mine. When people speak with a ton of buzzwords, jargon, when they, try to appear smarter than they really are just by using, big words, when they could have said the same thing with much fewer words. They could have been more concise. They could have been a lot more clear. So I think being very concise and getting your message across in like as few of words that are necessary is actually an amazing skill that you need to work on. So yeah, be aware of those folks that, they say a whole lot, but in reality, they don't say really anything at all. They use big words to try to either sound smart or to confuse you. It's silly. It's ridiculous. So a lot of people use this as a veil to appear smarter than they are. So just watch out for that. Here's another example. Now this one is using puns, okay? Don't settle for meta. Boost client ad results fast in 30 days or less. Okay, so this is an example of not corporate jargon, but using puns, trying to sound funny, trying to do a play on words. Again, you're making somebody take a mental leap to understand what it is that you're talking about here. Don't settle for meta, right? First of all, it's not even that funny, but also it's confusing, okay? And here's another one. I thought this one was kind of good. I never met a client ad campaign I couldn't fix in 30 days. Okay, even though it's a decent pun, okay, decent, it's still confusing. You still have to it's a double meaning, right? Met a client. I've never met a client, and then met a client, okay? You're making somebody do that mental gymnastics when they're on their lunch break, just scrolling on Instagram. They're not going to stop and read this. They're not going to click. They're going to keep scrolling. So that's my main point. So let's jump into, let's kind of crystallize this into some tips so that you can have more clear ads. So again, clarity is king in your advertising. So here is how I think about having clear ads. So number one, I start off with a big idea that I'm trying to convey. Not many ideas, just one big idea. So in this one specifically, my big idea was, if you join my group, you will be able to improve your clients' meta ads results within 30 days or less. That's the idea. So I wasn't trying to say, hey, we have weekly calls, or you can get answers to your questions, or you can stay up to date with the latest news. Like, no, it's just, you can improve your clients' meta ads results in 30 days or less. That's it. Okay, so I start with one big idea, and I'm targeting one ideal customer profile: agency owners, people that run ads for clients, okay? So I start off being very specific. Now, from there, I am using words that are very easy to understand. How to improve your client's meta ads results. Like, there's nothing, it's a 7th grade reading level. So whenever I'm making ads, generally I'm trying to write in a 7th grade reading level. That is the average reading level of the United States. So I'm trying to dumb this stuff down as much as I can and just get my point across, okay? Next, I'm trying to avoid any jargon, buzzwords, puns, double meanings. Like, all that is out the window. I'm going for, can I communicate this message in a few words and get my point across, okay? So definitely avoid trying to be funny, trying to sound smart. Like, it does the opposite of what you're intending. It actually will give you worse results. So err on this. I'd rather you have a boring ad that communicates the message than one that's super funny or exciting that is not clear what it is you're selling, okay? So as you get better and better at communicating your message in a clear way, then you can start getting more and more creative, okay, as to how you communicate that message. But if you're just starting off, like, I can't tell you how many people I see that make the mistake of using puns or trying to be funny or trying to entertain or trying to get attention. It's not about that. It's about getting the prospect to take action and buy, right? How can you stop the prospect in their tracks, right? Not just anybody, your ideal customer profile, and then stop them and get them to read your ad, and then ultimately go to your landing page, and then your landing page copy convinces them to buy, okay? But how can we amplify the desire and minimize the anxiety in our prospect to get them to take action, okay? So if your ad is not clear, you won't be able to do that. If you can't stop them you'll never get them to buy, basically. You can also use AI tools like Claude and Gemini to run a Flesch reading ease score test. And essentially we want to get that score as high as possible, make it as easy to read, easy to understand as possible. And then lastly, once you've created your ad like this one, right, run it by somebody and have them perform the 3-second test. Put this ad in front of them and ask them, what is it that I'm selling? And if they can't answer within like 3 seconds, 5 seconds, you have a problem, okay? So just make sure that within 3 to 5 seconds, somebody can understand exactly it is what you are selling. So here's how you can run a Flesch reading ease score test on your headlines, your primary text, your landing page copy to make sure that it is as high as possible. So you simply just use a prompt like this, right? You just say perform a Flesch reading ease score test on the following headline, and then you put your headline there. So as you can see, it scored an 89.5. It says 89.5 out of 100. Difficulty is very easy to read, 5th or 6th grade level. This is exactly what we want. 7th grade reading level or lower, okay? So make sure when you are running your copy through these Flesch reading scores that you're scoring very close to 100. Very important. The lower, the worse. The lower your score, the less clear your copy is. So make sure that you address that. And you can even ask, if you get a low score, you can say, identify the parts of my text that is contributing to my lower score and give me recommendations to improve it. And you can then improve your writing with AI. Very useful tip. So that's everything that I wanted to share with you. I hope this was helpful. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. I really appreciate you watching. If you want to dive deeper into any of these subjects, you should join Meta Ads Mastery. We're talking about this stuff every single day inside the group. We go in depth about creative strategy, copywriting, and media buying so that you can get better results from your ads. The price of the group is going up to $249 a month on March 31st. So if you join now, you'll get grandfathered in at our lowest rate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.